Chapter 1. Diamonds. Grace sat with her head demurely lowered. Her feet were placed neatly together, her hands resting in her lap. She said nothing, allowing the impassioned young man to have his say. She had received enough proposals of marriage now to understand the proper form. The drawing-room was spacious, for Allamont Hall was a fine building in the generous style of the previous century, and he strode about it, hands gesturing to emphasize his points, like an actor on a stage. He told her of his delightful manor house in Wiltshire, and the hunting lodge, not his precisely, but his uncle allowed him the use of it, and the rich farmlands whose rents paid for a most elegant and stylish manner of living, according to his description of it. He mentioned the 2 carriages he intended to have, and the several more horses to add to his stable, and he hoped that, when she was his wife, she would have no fewer than 23 servants at her command, and wear diamonds and silk, and sit down to 2 full courses at dinner every day. He dined with 20 families regularly in his own neighbourhood, he said, and more in Bath, and counted some great names among his acquaintance. He mentioned 1 or 2 in an overly casual manner. There was a living in his gift, if she should have any clergyman in the family. She would want for nothing, he assured her, nothing at all. Except for love, of course. Of that he made no mention, only respect, esteem, companionship. When he had exhausted his eloquence, she lifted her head and made the little speech which repetition had rendered fluent. Most obliged. Such a great honour. Very sensible of the innumerable advantages of the match. The greatest regret. Impossible to accept. So very sorry to be the cause of disappointment. He grunted in surprise, eyebrows raised. Leaning one arm against the mantelpiece, he stared at her in bewilderment. He was a solid young man, dressed with more flamboyance than elegance, his cravat an impressively overwrought arrangement. "You do not wish to be mistress of Darrow Hall, Miss Allamont?" His tone was full of astonishment, as if he could conceive of no greater happiness in life. "I have no wish to be mistress of any establishment," Grace said. "I have not the least intention of marrying at present, as I have expressed to you many times before." "Indeed, you have professed something of the sort, but naturally you were not serious. All young ladies aspire to marriage, when the right offer is made." Grace said nothing, hoping he would draw the obvious conclusion from her refusal that this was not the right offer. The young man had too elevated an opinion of himself, however. "I must beg you to consider your answer most carefully. It would be foolish to expect a man, once rebuffed, to continue to press his suit, and who can say how many more offers you might receive? If I may speak with the utmost frankness, Miss Allamont, your age is against you. Nor have you enjoyed the advantage of a season in London to prepare you for a role in the highest echelons of society, such as would make you attractive to the nobility. Viewed in this light, I do not believe I flatter myself in supposing that you will not receive a better offer than mine." This presumption was too much for Grace. Straightening her back and lifting her chin, she said carefully, "You do indeed flatter yourself, sir. I shall never lack suitors, for it seems impoverished gentlemen are drawn to my dowry like bees to clover." This was a little too close to the mark, for the young man's lips compressed. "There is no more to be said," he snapped. "I hope you do not live to regret this day, Miss Allamont. Pray give my regards to Lady Sarah and Miss Hope. I bid you good day."